Okay, so we already talked about Buster Keaton, but today we're going to talk about his contemporary, Charlie Chaplin. So Charlie Chaplin was also a silent film auteur, actor, director, producer, stuntman, etc. Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton are often compared, and it's kind of common for people to prefer one or the other. Charlie Chaplin primarily made films using a character that he created called the Tramp. The Tramp you can see here in his bowler hat and grease paint mustache and suit. He's kind of a lovable scoundrel. So he means well, but occasionally he does things that are not necessarily moral, like steals or maybe commits crimes, whereas Buster Keaton described his character as an everyman. He's someone that he wants people to root for and identify with. Charlie Chaplin has a much broader comedy style than Keaton. So this means he has bigger actions, expressions. Where Buster Keaton is kind of more deadpan and doesn't have a lot of really big expressions, Charlie Chaplin has really big, exaggerated expressions. And because of this, Charlie Chaplin had more success translating his comedy style to talkies and adapting to the talkie film industry. Because he was able to adapt his comedy style. He still was silent, but he integrated talking around him, and it worked because his comedy style was so big. So today we are going to start City Lights, which is one of Chaplin's, usually considered to be one of Chaplin's best films. This film actually came out in 1931. I'm not sure why I didn't put the date there. Actually, let me check that date. I always question myself when it comes to date. Yeah, 1931. Okay. This is a silent film, even though talkies were pretty much the standard at this point, which is a kind of cool act of defiance. So Charlie Chaplin made this film silent on purpose. He had access to the technology to make a talkie, and he did later make films that involved talking, although he himself didn't talk. Excuse me. But Chaplin chose intentionally to make this a silent film in a, kind of, like I said, an act of artistic defiance. He actually composed the score with Arthur Johnston, a composer, just by kind of humming it to him. And this is considered, like I said, to be one of the greatest films in American history, certainly one of Chaplin's greatest films. And his directorial style is a lot of somewhat connected smaller scenes with an overall story. So Keaton had kind of this overall story that was all interconnected, whereas Chaplin is you're going to see these sort of individual or independent vignettes that then do contribute to an overall story. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump in, and afterwards you'll have another video. This one's a little longer, so it'll take you longer to get through. It's longer than Sherlock Jr., I mean. And then you'll have a video introducing the assignment. All right, enjoy.